Hi, I'm talking to T.A. Degner, the author of a new childhood memoir titled My Brave Little Man. It's actually Terry, isn't it?
It is.
Why did you choose to use a pen name instead of your full name?
Okay. Well, it's because when I looked at it and it had my full first name, it just spread all the way across the front of the book, and I decided, and I always wanted to use a pen name, and so I just decided to use my initials instead.
We were in Duluth, Minnesota recently, and you took me to where you spent some time as a child. Can you tell us about the building we visited and how that relates to your book?
Of course. I spent a little over 3 years in an orphanage in Duluth in the early 1950s. The building we visited at that time was called the Children's Home. Today, of course, it's an apartment complex. Almost 2/3 of the book took place in the orphanage back in the 1950s.
While we were there, you told the story of a time when you got hit by a rock on the side of the head. Is that story in the book? Yes, the maintenance man at the Children's Home was Mr. Williams. He lived 2 houses down from the orphanage, and it wasn't uncommon to see his 2 older sons playing across the street in Chester Park. One of his sons was Tommy Williams, who went on to become a famous hockey player. Okay, let's listen as you tell that story from the ledge atop the Children's Home.
Story in there about the Williams brothers. I was out there playing one day, and I wanted to go from here across down to Chester Creek. And the 2 Williams brothers were throwing stones at each other across, trying to prevent kids from going across. They were threatening, you know. And I said, well, I'm not going to let them do that. So I ran in between them, and I'll be darned, one of them hit me right in the side of the head. And okay, he says, well, now you're going to be compassionate. I mean, this kid is bleeding, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh, no, it didn't happen.
Oh, no, it didn't happen. They came over there, grabbed me by the ear, took me back into the home here, and to the nurse, and she got rid of the blood and stuff. I don't think I needed any stitches, and put me to bed. So I had to go to bed for the rest of the day.
So who threw the rock?
I don't know. It hit me in the right side of the head, and I didn't see who actually threw the rock. I guess that'll always be a mystery.
I guess. So, from what I recall from our trip, I also want to say that there was a story involving a Christmas tree in Chester Park, and what exactly was that about?
Oh, okay. That was in the winter of 1952, my father had given me a little 3.5-inch replica Jim Bowie knife, and I saw this wonderful little evergreen tree sitting in front of one of the neighbors. Sitting right out in front of one of the houses. It took me 4 days to cut that thing down because all I had was a little 3-inch Jim Bowie knife.
Oh my God.
And I'd go over there, and at night after it was dark, and I'd whittle away at that. And finally on the 3rd day it started to tip, but I couldn't get it done, so I took sticks and I
propped her back up.
Mm-hmm. And why the owners didn't catch me, noticed, I have no idea, because there was snow on the ground. But,
tracks all over.
But you know, they parked behind. They parked in the back, so a lot of them never used their fronts. You know. And then when I got it down, I dragged it into the home, up the stairs. Nobody caught me. Went into the room down here, the naughty room, and I stuck it in an old log that I had found. And I had it all propped up, and I put some popcorn string on it and some other stuff on it, and then they caught me. They walked and said, well, where did this come from? I said, oh, right over there. You know, innocent kid, you know, I just pointed right over to where it came from.
Could have been her yard, she's the one.
And they dragged me over there by my ear, you know. To apologize, yeah.
So sticking with winter at an orphanage, I mean, many kids, many different things going on. What were some of the activities that you enjoyed when you were there?
Well, we skated. There was 2 skating rinks that I recall. One was for figure skating, the other one was for hockey. And the other thing we did is we did a lot of sledding. We had an oversized toboggan, and we'd slide down from the edge of Chester Park right down into Chester Creek. And some of the kids had sleds as well, but we had a lot of fun tobogganing. And I think I told you the story when we were up there. You can see the path right there. There's a path coming down. Just to the left of that, that's where our sled run would be. And we'd come down there and we'd follow that valley right there down to the waters, where we would slide right out into the pond. And now, of course, the trees, there's too many small growth or young growth in there to see any kind of a path, but there definitely was a path at one time.
Well, it's been nice meeting and talking with you today, Terry. I'm sure if there's any more questions that the viewers would have, they can email you at your website, tadegner.com. Of course, you're the author of the book, so they can probably also buy that either on Amazon or Barnes & Noble. So
yep.
I just want to thank you again for meeting with me today. And
thank you for stopping by.
Perfect.